pressure behind my soul. I can feel it in my bones. There's a storm coming.
All right, and welcome. Hello, I am Michael. I am pronouns are he, him, and I will be GMing Ars Magica, Reign of Spring today. I am going to first move some folk around to get you into the correct spots because I have not written where everybody goes. There we go. All right, if we would like to introduce ourselves.
I'm Sarah. I'm Powerful Week One on TikTok, and I am playing a yet as of named Grog.
Hello. I'm Nessa. I am going to be playing Justinia. She is also a Grog. That's right. I lied in my TikTok. I'm not playing the wizard. Other people are playing wizards. My wizard isn't here yet.
I am Steve, the Dragon X. I am playing Thordak Hardsteel, the companion knight of Ibrahim's mage.
All right.
And hello. Oh.
Oops, sorry.
How's it feel to not? How's it feel? I'm not the only one.
Now I know how Steve feels. Damn.
Sorry.
Feels bad. And I will be playing, nobody important, just the mage in the group today. I'll be playing Salim ibn Majid al-Masri, a very fussy, prissy mage man who likes to be clean and likes to do things his way.
Okay. Let me fix a few things right now on the... Hide that from vertical. Okay, I'm going to fix a few things in the TikTok version. That's why I had that there. All right, so Ars Magica, I will explain here real quick. There we go. Sorry about this. Oops, I made a couple changes, and that was a mistake.
It often is to make changes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got this. I'm like, oh, yeah. It doesn't quite work like that. So, I will look more into that next time. So, I am going to be story guiding this right now with... Okay, wait, why is that over there?
Every good stream has technical difficulties.
Yep.
That it does.
That it does.
So, I mean, I can fill for time. I've
Yeah.
got a tight 5. No, I don't. So Salim is the mage in today's group. He's got some stuff he's not really good at. He's got almost nothing in Perdo or Rigo, and then literally has nothing in Herbum or Mentum. I think that he just does not see value in those in specific, and because he doesn't see a point in them, he just skipped the lessons.
No, that will probably change because you're just out of apprenticeship, so that will probably change. Want to tell us a little about who your character, who Salim is? Oh, I'll do my quick introduction. Sorry. So now that we've got those problems fixed, the thing about Ars Magica is it's not like a lot of other role playing games. Instead of playing a group of individuals, you are playing an entire community. So every player here has their own mage. Everyone has also a companion who is someone who has like important story bits to them. If you're thinking of Lord of the Rings, Gandalf, of course, is a mage, but your companions would be Aragorn, Frodo, and Samwise. Gimli, Legolas, Theoden, Sean Bean, Sean Beam, the rest of those would all be considered grogs, which are characters that are kind of pulled as needed. Like most sessions will have a couple people playing some grogs. There will be some sessions that will be just entirely the grogs, because what will happen is as we get to know them, something that will help if people want to put on either the grogs you've already played or the ones you're playing today. Just if you want to put a quick parentheses and then just to like. If they're like a spy, a rogue, a grizzled veteran, one of those things, because we're going to get so many grogs in there after a bit, we're going to forget who they all are. Like, some of them will remember, but it helps to have like a little, here's who they are. So today we have one mage, one grog, or one companion, and two grogs, because what we're doing over the first several sessions is not just to introduce them to you, but also to introduce to the like how magic works to each player individually. We are introducing the mages one at a time before they all show up at the Covenant, which the Covenant they have is pretty awesome, and I cannot wait to get there and do things. So Ibrahim, would you like to introduce Salim to us?
Yes. So Salim is a very relatively short man. He's, about 5'5". He is very thin. He's very slight looking. You would think of him as a pretty kind of unassuming person. He doesn't take up a lot of space in any particular room, and he's not super threatening to look at. But he carries himself with a certain sense of pride, just knowing that he is good at what he does, and that he is an heir to some sort of noble family and will eventually have more power than he does now. But he's no slouch at the moment. I just saw my language has changed.
I did add to everybody the Romaic Greek. So that you basically, so you're going to speak what's in here. You can also have wherever you're from, if you want to have your own language there. But we'll say you've learned the Romaic Greek that is common in this area.
Yeah. Okay. Roger that. No, he's a dark-skinned man, very like tightly cropped goatee, and he's got his little fitted cap on with a turban kind of wrapped loosely around that. He doesn't wear fine silks. He's more of a linens man, more practical.
All right.
Nice.
And Steve, we have our companion tonight.
So Thordak is a stark contrast to Salim. He is 8 feet tall, half giant or giant blooded individual. He is a knight. He is wearing big armor with a large warhammer always strapped to his back. He is a knight. He's very opposite of Salim. Salim is confident and all that, and Thordak is just kind of there. He's kind of timid. He's a little simple-minded. It's about him for now. The way he looks, he's bald with a tattoo across the center of his head. He is very, very muscular and super strong.
Nice.
All right, and do you have any ideas for your other characters yet?
I think I have a grasp on Justinia.
Mm-hmm.
Justinia is freshly 18. She is dark brown hair, dark brown eyes, bushy eyebrows. Can be very like meek sometimes, especially in front of like higher ups, but like if you're on the same level as her or beneath her, she's vicious. She is the 12th century wizard's scribes equivalent of like a Rachel Berry. She's confident, but in like a oh me, I couldn't possibly take up that position. I only ranked second in my class. Something like that, like real humble brag kind of shit. She is, I don't know what her current title is at working at the thing, but she wants to move up. She wants a better job in this like wizard house. She wants to be a scribe or something else where she gets way more money. Uh, and she's 18. She doesn't know what she's gonna spend fucking money on, but she knows that you need money if you want to buy things. And she doesn't know what things she wants to buy, but she knows that she needs money.
What I think is hilarious is, isn't your actual companion like an amazing scribe?
Yeah.
Did you just create a rival for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Do make a note of that somewhere in the character, because if someone else plays her another time, that is a fun thing that could be played up.
Okay. I'll put it in the diary.
Tough.
All right. And Sarah, do you have any idea yet? Or do you want
Yeah, Viz is your typical rogue. They are adept at climbing, noticing people around them, pickpocketing. They people think that they're exciting, so they must have some kind of like reputation a little bit. His folk ken people in authority, so I'm guessing they're familiar with the cops. Very, very Aladdin type. It seems like they are. Couple things about them. They're great with pickpocketing. They're very dexterous. They're very quick. They have perfect balance, a light touch. They cannot read. I'm Jared. I'm 18 years old. I cannot read. And they're avaricious. That means prideful, right? That's like pride.
Greedy.
Greedy. Oh, they're greedy.
I thought it was greedy.
I think it's greedy.
They have a compulsion, which I'm guessing is to steal. So they're kleptomaniacal, and they got a dark secret, which I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. I don't hear a noise, Nessa. No.
Okay. I think I might be crazy then.
Well, that's very possible.
Hi.
Possibly.
We're gonna mess up the thing real quick because they've changed how chat works on here. Oh no, they didn't. It now pops out.
Ooh.
Good, because he used to like make the whole thing go this way. All right, so Ibrahim, Salim is a wandering scholar. You have been kind of all over the place, and as you're being kind of sent to the Covenant, in which you'll be a part of, a place where you know that there's an amazing library there. There's also a huge amount of wealth in the place, because there's the old marble mine, and essentially all of your parents, the mages that you apprenticed under, have essentially put you all together kind of for political reasons, because it was the place you're at is both kind of dangerous but also a place a lot of people wanted. So if we have like a number of apprentices from various different covenants coming together, that was something that was kind of considered okay. So on your way there were a few places you were kind of stopping to go like look in the libraries. And like, what's your medicine score, by the way?
My medicine score. Hold on.
So we talked a little bit about.
We did talk a little bit about that. I don't know if that made it into my character sheet, and I'm also having trouble finding that.
Oh, so that would be under abilities. So remember, abilities are your skills, and see, I think one of the things you probably stopped to grab is actually some books on medicine.
Okay.
So some of the interesting things here is like one thing we'll find out when we get everybody to the Covenant, we're going to do like a 2-year time skip, in which case you'll be able to go into the library, which if you happen to open up Apano Maria, the Covenant we created, I have put a whole bunch of books in there, and a lot of those we don't necessarily know what they are yet. There are 2 different types, but these are ways you can use to learn during seasons, since you'll be able to each season advance, basically go through to your studying. So you're probably coming here and you've talked with some people, you've got some money to grab some of the better books on medicine are waiting here for you, because I know that's one thing that sounded like you were interested in from our discussions.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
As all of you arrive now, unlike some of the stuff we saw last week, just to kind of go back over. So last week we had Lear, a mage who was half fae. came into a village that the week before we had seen regular folk have to deal with a Fae sort of invasion. And when they arrived, they ended up sort of talking with people. One of the things that was important last week, Lear, kind of like Nessa's mage and a lot of mages, actually has their version of the gift, the normal kind of version of the gift, makes other people fear them. Like it's almost as if they have a bad reputation. Like this might be someone who's gonna like kill you if they get an opportunity. So there's often a lot of nervousness around them. Their ability to kind of just interact with regular people is highly curtailed. With both Salim and with Steve's mage, both of them have the gentle gift. With Jarbitan in particular, which is a type of mage that does a lot more with regular folk, which is the house that Salim comes from. It is a very common thing in there. So Salim, you're actually able to sort of hang with people in a way that like Lear or Penn are not going to be able to. So these are a couple. There's also going to be other people. If there's a need for us to grab someone else, we would be able to. There would be other grogs. How do you feel your relationship is with the rest of your grogs and such, like the people that you're traveling with to take to this covenant?
I think for the most part, my opinion is fairly positive. I think like I appreciate that Justina is like a go-getter and is trying to advance her, right?
No, yeah. My
Advance her
main
station.
character flaw is that I do I do think that women are better than men, and I want to be the best woman in the world and better than all of the men.
I think Salim loves that. He's into that. He's
Girl
like,
boss.
well, let her prove her worth. Like he's so into the fact that she has a reason to work hard and that she excels at what she does. And he's not going to worry if there's a little bit of disrespect here and there. But yeah, no, for Thordak, same situation. This is a person who's in their bag to say this is a person who knows what they're doing, is good at it, and fits the mark. Like Thordak is muscle. Thordak looks like muscle. Good. I appreciate that. Viz, perhaps a little bit more wary. Just like not really sure like what is the actual like how it's going to affect the dynamic to have Viz around, but I don't think that anyone is he doesn't have beef with anyone in the group.
Okay. Another thing that can be interesting, Salim is a Muslim, and at this point, we're in the Islamic Golden Age. So, like, we're also at a point where, of course, the Crusades have just happened. Constantinople was taken in 1204. We are currently in 1218. So there is, like, lots of just religious shit in general going on. Academics in particular, like the academics in particular in kind of all throughout Europe tend to be very cool with like Muslim scholars in particular, because like there's a lot of information, there's a lot of learning coming from there, and there was a lot of cross communication through those. So this is one of those things where you are coming from a place where education is more valued. Like one of the things I said is like they basically believe everyone should be, at this point in history, everyone should be educated. So they tend to just, your rank and file tend to be just more educated than your standard, English peasant.
He assumes that everyone in the group can read. He would be shocked to find out that that is not true. I don't think that he knows yet.
Can any of your characters read? My guess is no.
I assume Justina.
Yeah,
you're a scholar. You're a scholar.
Yeah. I'm like, why do I know so much about civil and canon law if I can't read about it?
Yeah.
Thordak has a -2 intelligence. He can't read.
Oh,
I smash. I punch things real hard.
I genuinely think that there are some animals that are smarter than you.
Probably.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think their base scores might be
just like a very clever raven.
He's lovable, and he is everybody's friend, and you can rely on him to protect you. So that's Thordak's thing.
All right, so when you pull into Smyrna, when the ship says to harbor, you're all able to take off from here. There is money to hire, grab horses and everything else. And again, a nice thing is you can actually ride a horse. I don't know if you have ride, but a lot of mages cannot. Thordak might have a problem finding a horse big enough to ride.
I can if I can find one.
But you're also just take big strides as you walk. But you've been on a correspondence in this city with a Takis Pepidas, and I am sorry if I am butchering the Greek name.
Give me that one more time, or is it in writing somewhere?
It is in writing somewhere, and I will throw it into our chat to see if this is something that I am. Takis, I believe is correct, or pretty close to it.
Where's that on the map?
I just put it into the Zoom chat.
Papiadus.
Okay.
Papiadus? Yeah, Papiadus sounds...
The Greek ship that we all know and love.
Yeah.
I love Takis. I actually don't love Takis. I'm sorry. They're mid.
Yeah. So he is someone who you've been in...
Ibrahim, we need the kids. We're trying to get the kids into Ars Magica. Kids, we love Takis, and you should consider tabletop role-playing games.
Stop smoking Takis, kids. It's not good for any of your body. It's really bad.
So you
stop smoking Takis and start smoking tabletop role-playing games.
Sorry.
So this, like a lot of places after Constantinople was sacked, a large part of this area had been basically taken over from, unlike the Holy Roman Empire, which essentially allowed a lot of the people who had been in charge to kind of remain in charge. One of the things that happened with the taking Constantinople with the Crusades is they brought in a lot of their own people to become lords. Like this ended up doing a lot of damage culturally. And you know that currently the lord here is Jakob Huber, who has basically been put in charge of this area. And you are to go, like there's like a center for learning, which is over by the castle, like a small university. And you're on your way there, and as you're going like through the city, on the outskirts of it, you can like look down and see like the rolling farmlands and such, and what you see are like a lot of dead cows kind of just out in fields. And over by kind of where like a graveyard seems to be, you see there's a lot of bodies that seem to have been wrapped but not yet placed into the ground. They are a pretty good distance from where you're at. Like you're not in any danger of whatever's going on there, but you are kind of up on the way there.
Stop the horses. Look down into the field there. Dead cows and unburied people. I think I'm just gonna like look around and see like get like can I get a count, or is it an uncountable number? Like are there living cows still?
It's not uncountable. It's far enough. Oh yeah, there's still living cows that have clearly been separated. It's far enough away that you're not entirely certain like how many there actually are there, but there are some piles of them, some that have seemed to have been dragged into kind of dragged into some of the areas. Like work has been done to separate them.
Okay.
Mr. Salim, I know we haven't exactly finished my medical training together yet, but I think from what we've learned so far, this seems not good.
This is very bad. I'm gonna take like the end of my turban, like unwrap it a little bit, put it over my face, tuck it in a little bit, and then just like, well, we'll need to speak perhaps with the lord of these lands. Jakob Huber might be able to provide some insight into whatever affliction is doing this to the animals. Hopefully it is purely animal born and the people are an unfortunate coincidence.
Maybe maybe the cows went crazy and killed all the people.
Mad cow disease, it could be. I don't think that's exactly how that works, but I think we're just gonna proceed with some caution, and I'm gonna like try to throw a couple more hints, like, "Hey, y'all should cover your mouths."
Oh, Justinia does immediately, like, rips off a part of her skirt and like copies you.
Unless you outright tell Thordak to cover his mouth or cover his face, he will not pick up on that hint.
Yeah, I think Salim like doesn't realize that, and he's like, There might be a poor miasma in the air. We would want to be careful of that. You might want to.
Viz pulls up their scarf that they always wear around their neck, like just into their full like rogue form.
If the miasma doesn't have any money, we should give him some. If he's that poor.
Thordak, cover your face.
Ah.
And then we're gonna keep riding in, trying to stay off, trying to keep our distance from the piles of bodies and dead cows.
Yeah, it's pretty far in the distance. It just, you can kind of see it over the rise as you look like way down, and you see some people like looks like they're bringing some wood and kindling to probably burn the cows. Yeah, as you go in, someone at the guard, the gate just sort of looks down and sees all of you here, and just goes, "Whatever, in God's name are you?" Looking right at Thordak.
I am Sir Thordak, Knight of Salim here. We have a meeting with your lord, Huber Gabadabazabla. I forget the name.
That was very close, actually.
Hoover.
Very good work.
Jakob Hoover?
Yeah, Jakob Hoover. Yeah.
Lord, we've been told of no such meeting expected. Now, Salim, you know that it's Takis is who you're here to speak with.
Yeah, Takis is who we're meeting with, but I do want to now speak with Jakob. I'm like, well, my good man, I understand that this is unusual, but these are unusual times. It seems like you might be having some issues with perhaps plague or an illness with the animals. Would you be able to see if Jakob has time to fit an audience in?
We can ask him, but if you're asking about the animals, you're much better talking to Pepidas.
That's a companion of mine. I've had some correspondence. If you wouldn't mind opening the gate, we would...
He sort of turns and goes, "Open the gate, call the doctor!" And you hear, like, you call the doctor kind of go elsewhere. There's just a moment where the gate just kind of opens up. And you're basically soon in, I do need to look up what 12th century castles look like. I keep finding 12th century BC. I know they're a little bit different than what we consider in like Europe and such, or like in England. Yeah, as you come in sort of this fortress, there is like the large area. We got people working and such in there. They seem a little like people seem a little drawn, like not sick, but maybe have not been eating as well recently as maybe they had been at some point. And after a bit on like out of one of the buildings, sort of on a balcony, this man kind of looks out and goes, "Salim, is that you?"
"In the flesh, my good man."
"Excellent. I'm Takis. No, please, come.
Yes. My companions here are this is Thordak, my knight, Viz, my rogue, and Justina, my
you probably
something of an assistant and scribe.
You probably don't say rogue because that's just like, here's my thief.
Yeah, like I don't. I'm
Companion.
trying to think of my companion.
These are they'll just be kind of people for the most part. But,
security.
Yeah, he kind of looks over the group of them and just goes, "I have a feeling that they're not going to." And there'll be other grogs and such. Maybe I don't know if you've got a couple others with you, or these are just the 4 that you bring, or the 3 that you bring. The rest might be in town. He looks at one point. He just kind of like looks down and goes, "They're welcome. I don't know how interested they'll be in our conversation, but they're also free to have their go of either the castle here while they're waiting. They could go get something to eat, or if they wish to enjoy the village, or enjoy the city, they can."
Will your conversation be regarding the current health of the people and the animals of this town?
I thought we were.
This has already left. This is like just.
As soon as you got the permission, you were just gone.
Yeah, he just goes, that's being taken care of. I thought we were talking more general learning. Are you also a scholar?
I am.
Fine, welcome. And he kind of points, he's up on a balcony. He kind of points to some of the door, but yeah, come, feel free to join us.
Thordak, you're welcome to stay, but if you would you be able to perhaps find Fizz?
Yeah, I can find Viz real easy. Are you okay, but without me?
we'll be all right for a while. We'll see you perhaps this evening.
Okay. Don't get into any fights without me. I've seen you fight.
I will not. That is your area of expertise.
Thordak's gonna just walk off to try to find Viz.
All right, Viz, where are you headed towards?
Anywhere there's a crowd of people.
Okay.
So I probably go to I follow like the sounds to the town square.
Okay. So yeah, so basically you're on your way back. You're on your way back into town. If you're headed, so are you trying to hide from Thordak? Because like there's the road that goes from like the castle essentially to the city. Because there is some distance between them. Are you trying to hide yourself, or you just head to like there's just going down the road?
I just naturally hide. Like I just naturally fade into the background. Like I'm not trying to. It's just kind of just happens.
All right. Have you make a quick stealth against I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, you do not have awareness. I would just go ahead and
I have awareness.
No, for Steve. Steve, go ahead and make a roll with your perception.
Oh boy. Here we go. Roll. Is this simple?
Yep.
Simple.
And Sarah, make your stealth roll.
Okay. My expertise is being quiet. Should I mark that?
No, not for this.
Simple die?
Yep. Well, 15 against a 3. Steve, you're gonna have no luck. Like as you're kind of heading into town, sort of looking for things. We'll say this: Salim and Justina. As you come in, Taki says that he's just kind of just turned to someone as you kind of walk into the room. And it's a really, really, really nice office. There is like a several really sort of plush chairs. There's a desk. There's a small library in here, kind of overflowing with books. There's papers all over the place. You see a bunch of medical like accoutrements, different places. He's talking to like a serving maid that's there. He's like, I'll get some wine. And as you two come in, he goes, something to drink?
Yes, I would love something. Do you happen to have any coffee? I know it's a expensive import, but if you do, I would love to partake.
He thinks for a moment. He thinks long enough for someone to check Google. Coffee?
No, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing, Michael. The Pope had to bless coffee.
Yeah, 1200 brought a turkey where you're kind of roughly in that area. He goes, I believe we do have some. That's not to my taste, but some coffee, I believe. And he gives a name. I believe so and so knows how it's made. And for you.
Do you have anything made by a local monastery or nunnery?
We have some of the wine from the local monastery.
If I could have some of that, please.
Certainly. And also, if you wish something to eat, kind of brings it. It's just my standard lunch. I know you've been on the road probably for some time. Offers you food if you want to grab something.
If any of it's beef, Justinia is not touching it for seeing all those dead cats.
Yeah. What are we looking at on the spread? Any meats? Any cold cuts?
He does make a note that currently you may have seen the situation with the cattle. There have been a number of people. There's people and cows dying recently. We're not quite sure what it is. I've been looking into it as best I can. You know, the peasants, they have all sorts of stories, things that they say. So currently we do not have beef. We have some venison. We've got we have some pork, which I do not believe you eat.
Not partake. But if you have some tea cakes, I can make do.
And yeah, turns certainly. If you'll grab some of those, and she kind of gets what you all want, and then takes off. He sits and goes, "Well, so nice that you're finally here." And you, he kind of looks at Justine, and there's a little bit of a hesitation because he's maybe not entirely sure culturally if this is a standard thing where Salim is from. He goes, but also, is medicine one of your specialties? Or
yes, but also I specialize in women's health.
Oh, Valiant fight, that is.
Yes, quite. No, I must ask, Takis. I know that you would prefer to get straight into discussing research, but what do you think is going on in those fields? It's a great deal of dead livestock, isn't it?
I've been searching through what we have. Nessa, make a medicine roll. I've been searching through the books to see what we have. There are it's a wise woman in the village who thinks she knows a thing or two about what's happened, and she has some ideas, but these are not particularly good ones. Justina.
12.
It has been a couple hundred years, but there was there was outbreaks, and there's been a couple of these outbreaks of diseases that began with the cows, but then infected people in the area too. This has happened a few times that you're aware of, and it's one of those epidemics that could kill a lot of people.
Mr. Salim?
Yes, Justina.
I don't know if you recall, but in the Book of Healing, they wrote about a disease where it came from the cows. I think I try to say that quietly to Salim. Like they wrote about disease that spread from cows to people, and was rather aggressive.
I think that's a very good theory. And I think I'm gonna try and turn to Takis and be like, as Justina, I believe as Justina is correct, there have been cases of transmission through the beef, through the even through milkmaids are able to transmit diseases from animals to people. What are the symptoms of the people? Surely you've seen some of. I understand completely if you're not aware of the cow symptomology, but the people, what are they seem to be dying of?
Anna said as much. She's incorrect. Speaking like she's known, she's not trained as I was. This is, and he lists off a number of things that. So then go ahead and make an arts liberalis roll, because you don't have medicine.
I will absolutely. Hey, guess what? I have medicine now.
Oh, do you?
I'm gonna add.
Wait, or do you?
Yeah. So I had a language that was at 5 that did not have a language associated with it.
That will be because of the. Go ahead, still keep that. Because
should I keep that? Because I had already 3.
But I gave, because you should have Latin. I gave everyone the Greek Roman, that language for you should be Arabic probably.
I already have Arabic.
Oh,
I had an extra, a duplicate one that wasn't under academic. It was sitting in general.
Oh, sitting in general.
Yeah. So I have Arabic, I have Latin, and I have Romaic Greek. And I was double checking my childhood thing, and I think I should have had 2 for my childhood, because of the traveler thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I had an
if you want to change
extra
that to medicine, that's fine. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So, do you want me to still make that liberalis?
No, make it a medicine roll.
Okay. Yep. Just normal.
He's talking nonsense. Like the things he's talking about 30 years ago when he was young, these were like the cutting edge ideas they had. There's been a lot of change since then. Like you understand the humors better now than you did when he was young. There's been some important breakthroughs. Remember, this is one of those things where it takes the idea that what they believed in 1220 is actually correct. Like the humors are actually how things work. You just have the stuff he's talking about is something that an old doctor who hasn't been to a university recently would probably think. As he kind of goes off on it. So, first of all, so Thordak, where would you go if you have a hard time finding Viz?
I think he would probably just go to try to find somewhere to get a drink.
Okay. You go to get a drink, and for Viz, you said you're looking for like a large group of people?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's not hard to find because as you're going through, there is like you know how towns are. You've also been in towns kind of around the plague, and there is a nervousness. There's sort of a separation that is fairly big. You're seeing here in town as you're walking around, because people are kind of avoiding each other. They're afraid of whatever's been happening. It appears like here it looks like maybe some of their food staples, because the cows may have been dying. That also means other things that are in that same area, probably the grains and such, are also people are worried about. So a lot of people kind of seem as if they feel a bit hungry here as you're going around. But there's sort of a crowd of people. There is a man who's like yelling at the crowd, and the crowd is essentially throwing vitriol back his way. No, I saw it! I saw its face! It's a bat with a human's face. It looked at me. I tell you, this is no normal plague. And I'm like, shut up! And they're just throwing things at him. At this point, as he's like, it's clear that he's kind of gotten the shit kicked out of him a few times relatively recently. And there's just like tears have been kind of cut through some of the dirt on his face at one point, as he's just kind of calling out, I tell you, it's something here. This is a punishment. There is a punishment.
I'm just kind of like waving through the crowd, like checking pockets, like scoping out anyone who seems to have any money. Is this like kind of a wealthy town, or no? Is it like
it's got a mix. I mean, the thing is like a lot of the ones who are in town itself tend to be better off than those who are sort of out in the outskirts, but there's also, the expense of living in a town, particularly not terrible, like, it's still short enough a time that there's a good amount of being taken out in taxes for the lord who has taken over.
So you think I'm finding wallets or anything like that, or finding money on, or gold, or...
Go ahead and make a ledger domain roll. Let's see.
Boop, boop. Pickpocketing, yeah.
It'll be a stress die. So simple die is essentially when everything's kind of fine, hunky-dory. Stress die is, of course, when essentially things could go wrong in a bad way. Holy shit. All right, you rolled a 22. Okay, just so we are all kind of learning what the numbers mean. A 9 is average. 15 is very hard. 18 is impressive. 21 remarkable. 24 plus is almost impossible. As you are going,
I feel like Sarah has rolled over 24 multiple times.
I rolled over 16 multiple times, and I saved a baby.
Yeah, dice explode when it rolls a 1. You roll again and then double it. If you get another 1, you roll again and quadruple it. If you do another 1, it's times 16. So yeah, it can get kind of huge. You're getting a good amount of money. Now, there's enough people are kind of distracted by this dude that it's kind of easy to go through. The other thing you're getting is you're seeing lots of, as someone who knows more about what would have been Christian beliefs at the time, like they're probably things from a saint or something, like a ward against either evil or disease or sickness. Like you kind of find those in a lot of people's pockets, and you got several of them as you've kind of gone through the crowd. Like there is a lot of worry right now happening kind of all over this place.
I think that once I get like my take, I'm gonna pocket it real quick and kind of move again to the back of the group, and then kind of just wander off, very nonchalant, looking like nothing to see here type of thing. Yeah, but I think that's kind of weighing on me about like people like being fearful, and the guy yelling about, do you say a bat with a man's face?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been around enough to know like that's not normal, and it could just be a crazy person, but maybe not, considering the world we live in. So,
all right,
might bear looking into.
Oh, something to keep in mind. I meant to mention this earlier. Companions and mages have confidence. You start off with like 3 points of confidence. You can gain back a couple during a session. Those are one of those things you can use after a roll to give yourself a +3. That's what I think could have helped you last time, Sarah, on I think at least one of those rolls.
Yeah.
So for like achieving personal goals, contributing to achievement of a group goal, success in a difficult task, entertaining role playing character, an arbitrary bonus. Like you'll essentially get 2 to 3 per season or per session rather, and it's usually like the 3 is usually the most you'll have at a certain time. Right now your confidence score is. So I would just keep in mind.
Should have got like 4 less.
Yeah, I rolled so bad last time.
Yeah.
No, not Lear. Whoever your minstrel was in the first session.
Grogs don't have. Grogs don't have confidence.
Bastion was rolling real good.
Yeah, cannot be spent on a botch, but yeah, Big's gonna be +3 on there. Cannot be spent on season activities, except either. Thordak. Yes. You've been in a whole lot of bars and a whole lot of places. You're used to like you coming into a place and everybody kind of notices, but here, while there's people that notice, they seem kind of more distracted. As they're like a lot of people, those are their drinking kind of over their cups. They see you and you hear lots of like, God, it's huge. They say some stuff, but then they're going back to talking, and it seemed like there's just like a general feeling of worry throughout the bar that you can essentially feel.
I think Thordak feels a little offended because like he's used to people making a big deal out of him, and now nobody is, and he's just like. Just go. Okay. He's gonna go up to the bar, just like point at the drinks behind the bar. You know, like you do. Just like throw a coin on the table.
Yeah. Goes
bartender. As soon as the bartender goes up, he's gonna be like, "Why is everybody on edge?"
I know you if I saw you from here. You're not from here, are you?
Nah, we're traveling through. My boss is meeting with a tactile puppies or something. Tacky packles or
tackies.
Yeah, that guy.
You're not executioners, are you?
No, I'm a knight.
No offense, friend. Knights have not done particularly well for any of this area. Not since the Crusade.
Well, some knights are not worthy of the title they hold. But yeah. But what is going on here?
Listen, if you're here to see Takis, he has it in for some people in town, and things might go kind of poorly.
Should I be worried about my boss?
Make a
premonition?
No, probably carouse.
Oh.
Some of this just says you're talking to the bartender.
Okay. Simple or stress?
Stress.
I'm worried about my boss, so stress?
Mm-hmm.
Stress. Oof. Wait, why is that only a +0? My carouse should be a 2.
Oh, what that might be? What's your presence?
0.
Oh, that should have been a +2.
Yes. Yeah.
Details. Yeah, you rolled a 6. That should have been an 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that did that.
Okay. Yeah, looks like the jump was a 6. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, as he does, he just kind of like leans forward and goes, Taki has in his mind that perhaps Anna Vassalou, one of sort of the wise woman of the village, of the town, that she might have been behind some of this, and we're afraid things are going to come to violence sooner rather than later. This may not be a particularly good place to be, and I don't know if being around Takis is the best idea, friend. Even for someone as large as you.
Thordak is going to down the drink in like one gulp, just whoop. Thanks for the information. He's going to get up and he's going to sprint back to Takis.
Is there a chance that you're gonna like be heading towards the bar that Thordak happens to be in when Thordak comes rushing out? Oh, Sarah?
Oh, sorry. One more time.
Is there a chance you might be going towards the bar where Thordak is?
Yeah, I'm gonna run right into Thordak.
You see Thordak like rushing out, and we're gonna pop back over to Salim and Justina.
I'm gonna whisper again. To Salim and be like, some of the theories that he's bringing up, the 10th century had better solutions than what he's saying.
Let's find a way to get out of here. Takis.
Um,
Oh, Justina, please, by all means.
I was just wondering if you would potentially, I'm not from this area, if you could potentially take me out and show me some of the Arabic names for plants.
Oh, well, of course. Part of this journey, Takis, you understand, part of this journey is educational. Justina is still in training, of course. But I hope you wouldn't mind terribly if we took our leave earlier than perhaps expected, and perhaps we can arrange a time to further discuss the developments in surgery in the East perhaps tomorrow morning over breakfast.
I would enjoy that, and kind of stands to shake your hand. Um, yeah, I would enjoy that. I've got some of the books picked out for you.
Of course, I would be glad to go over them with you. You seemed so interested in other forms of surgery and medicine in our correspondence. Let's
Do not like to blow my own horn, but I am extremely good at what I do. We've had to deal with
I can
people
see
coming
that.
back from war, and um, I've kept like you're kind of thinking you did see some people with some lost limbs, some soldiers and stuff working in that front lawn like yard and such as you came in, because they managed to keep them going.
Right, of course. And that is the goal of medicine, after all, to extend life. Well, we must take our leave. Come along, Justina. Let's see if we can't find some native plants, some herbs to uh study. I'm
Of
gonna
course.
like set my coffee cup down. I probably didn't drink that much of it. It's probably ass, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, I was about
And
to say they're about to bring you the worst cup of coffee you've ever
yeah,
seen in your entire life.
I feel like what they brought out was like, oh, I looked at it and I was like, oh, it must be Turkish coffee. And then I took a sip and it's like, oh no, this is just
Not
they put
that.
the beans inside of it and they're not ground. They made me soup.
Justina, make a perception roll for me.
Okay. I'm about to click what I think is the wrong one. Yes, it was. Why do I always lose perception?
PER.
There it goes. Simple or stress?
Simple.
Ooh, I'm not good at that.
Yeah, you don't quite
5.
You don't quite catch what it is, but you do hear like a like some like wings is like something seems like a quick shadow passes in front of the window, and then it's gone. All right, the two of you take your leave.
Yes.
Oh
As soon
We
as
walk
we're out
quickly.
the door, I'm looking at Justina like, that man has no business practicing medicine.
I should think so. He was describing things, and I was like,
He's a
oh
butcher.
boy.
He's an absolute butcher. The way that he's talking about things, it seems like his first instinct is to cut out the rot. It's he's removing limbs that probably could have been saved.
And not that there's not a time and a place for that, but and I understand, sir, that we're entering a part of the country where things are a little bit further behind than other places. It's not the 4th century anymore. This place is not what it once was, but still, there are certain standards.
Well, there certainly should be. But it sounds like if we want to learn anything about this affliction the town is going under, we will need to speak with that. What did he call her? Witch? Wise woman?
Yes.
We should speak with her.
Someone to
Someone
actually
who
be running the
knows.
show.
Someone who might actually know what's going on.
Yes. Although it might be ideal if we were to find Viz and Thordak before we continue.
Yes.
Luckily, Thordak's not hard to find. But Viz,
Thordak.
you see Thordak like running out of running out of the bar.
Yeah. Can I just say, I have not said one word in character this entire game. And I kind of would like to keep going that way, if that's okay. Can I keep going that way?
Possibly.
Until you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially you could be like, Viz makes a motion that's like, no.
I mean, I'll talk because I have to as me, but
Because
in
I have
character,
to.
Viz hasn't said a word yet. Okay, I see Thordak. I'm like,
Thordak hears the whistling. I'm assuming you're in the direction that he's running. He's like, and all he says is, "Trouble, boss, come."
and I'm just bolting.
To be fair, that's better than his old method, which would used to be just picking you up and running.
I was kind of expecting that. She's like, put me on his shoulders.
How big is Viz?
Viz is pretty tiny. Viz is about the size of Salim, maybe a little smaller because they're younger.
All right, then we're gonna retcon that to him just stopping. Boss, trouble, come. Takes off.
There's a part of me that loves the idea that as soon as that happens, Viz like takes out a tiny knife and starts stabbing you.
Oh,
it just doesn't make it through, like, you know, that just
right. It's just getting stuck in armor and
scale
clothing.
mail.
Yeah.
A very frustrated small person.
you can scratch my back later. Just you get that dad back where it's all leathery for some reason.
Right there. Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
So
Thordak doesn't say anything else. He just keeps running.
Because as you sort of leave the that part of the city, you can, like, the fortress is kind of up on a hill, and there's like a winding road down there that makes it difficult for, like, you know, like an invading army, like going up the hill is difficult. So you kind of have this long winding road that kind of doubles back on itself a few times. So you can actually see Salim and Justina have come out and are, like, you thought they'd probably be there longer, but they are coming away from the fortress.
We are booking it. We're power walking down as you're sprinting up. We are power walking downhill.
See me sprinting as you guys are power walking. He's gonna stop right in front of you and just he doesn't put Viz down. He just drops his arm so Viz just rolls.
Viz lands power Tony Stark move like this on the ground. Very used to this.
Cool move, Viz.
You're not allowed to be with that man again by yourself. Barkeep said that he hates the wise woman and they think he's gonna kill her.
Well, he might not get a chance. If I had to speak with that man for a moment longer, I think I might have killed him.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the information I have. He's saying a lot of crazy stuff, and he doesn't actually know what he's doing, and he's lost the confidence of the town, which has made him mad at the medicine woman, and it's crazy. Everybody's depressed. I walked into a bar and no one was astonished. I walked in and they're just like, huh. I don't like it. This town's weird.
You may admire me now.
Well, Thordak, frankly, I think I might be a better doctor than that man. And I'm not a doctor.
Honestly,
you patched
Thordak is
splinter
probably
earlier.
a better doctor.
Yeah, no, Thordak might be a better doctor. Viz, did you have something?
I reach my pocket and I pull out, like, all the little, like, protection tokens.
Did you pickpocket people's? Okay. All right. Well, this does speak to a sense of fear in the town. That's certainly something we can be aware of.
Man with bat face. Like, bat with man face.
Oh.
Oh. So that's what Viz sounds like.
Bat with man face?
Well, okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. Why don't we go see the wise woman?
We're going to go see the real doctor in town.
Yeah, and we'll ask about the bat while we're there. How does that sound, Viz? You want me to write it down, or
What? What is it, Fizz? The little
Timmy
Tommy fall in the well?
Man yelling in the center of town, yelling about a bat with man face, and everyone was yelling at him.
Yeah, we get that. Just we want to go see the wise one first because we think they're gonna kill her.
Right. Also,
we'll do that one next.
Yeah. Well, the man
also
bat
maybe
face,
connected.
Face Batman. Bat face man.
She could be a wizard and maybe is healing people, but also is maybe doing her own experiments or something.
Do I have a spell that will help me find? I don't think so. Oh, wait a second.
I take out the rest of my gold. I have like a whole handful of gold and I give it to Justina.
Hold on.
Nope. Hold on. Okay.
Remember, if you also want to make a spell right now, because like we've
yeah. Can I cast Dowsing Rod? Hold on. Because I remember
you may need to be
closer. Talked about. Oh, we need to be closer. Oh, right.
Yeah, because you're like, so with the spell you've got right now, we'd actually put Dowsing Rod in there.
No, but I think from what you were saying, it's not as it doesn't work exactly the way I thought.
You can do level. So basically, it kind of depends on it's Intelligo Vim. Okay, I will show right now. So the Codex, which I will show here. Whoops, wrong one. The Codex, which is showing here right now on the thing, y'all can see on there. Intelligo Vim is what you're looking for. So you're looking for. Now the thing is like higher magnitudes of power are kind of easier to find. Like a magnitude, basically one magnitude is 5, 2 is 10, 3 is like 15. How like detect any active magic starts with Intelligo Viz 5. Do you want there or do you want more powerful stuff? More powerful stuff would actually be be smaller. Like, you go with any active magic?
No, because I guess my perception of this is like I'm not actually looking for somebody who is actively casting a spell. It's just kind of like it's like a compass that's like if there's anything going, I guess it would be like a pretty slight match. I don't think that this is going to be some like super powerful mage.
Like 15 isn't hugely powerful. If you want to go with like one that's gonna be a little bit easier.
Okay. So I'm going to create Intelligo Vim.
Yeah, if you go with Intelligo Vim,
and then I'm just going to put that.
So, yeah, because I'm looking at the one under the Codex. You can get the whole thing of it. So, do you want to go with any active magic, or do you want to go with like a magnitude 3, like a level 15 spell or above?
Let's do any, just in case. Because
so
I don't think
your base is going to be 5.
Okay.
So the base is going to be 5, and now this will be true for everybody else. Like if you open up the Codex, it's in the player Magi, you can actually see the list of here are the effects. Now range, you probably want sight.
Okay, hold on, wait, where is that? Why am I not seeing that one?
So there'll be range, duration, and target down there.
Okay. Oh, I see it now.
So, like, you'll notice it says personal right now, which means you cast it on yourself. But you're looking for magic outside of yourself. So if you take range down to sight, makes sense here.
Yep.
Duration for concentration.
Yep, that makes sense.
Target individual, you're looking for an individual bit of magic, so you're fine there. So you'll notice that's a level 25 spell.
Yeah, okay.
So that needs to be kind of within sight. Do you want to... Yeah, so if you want, you can go ahead and create that as a...
Oh, it came out to 16 when I did it.
Oh, let me...
Should I have set the base as level...
Base is 5.
Right?
Base is 5.
Okay, so I put 5 as the level.
So Dowsing Rod.
Oh, hold on. I think I see what I did wrong. Let's try putting the base level here as 5.
Yeah, because they'll always come out. They'll always come out as a thing of 5 unless there's sometimes reasons to raise it up more than that. Yeah, sight 3, concentration. Yeah, level 25.
Okay.
Your casting total is a 16. Let me go ahead and set the. So what we're gonna have you do is cast a spell, but give me just a second. Let me set the aura. So we're probably gonna wait till you're sort of out in the out towards where the cows and stuff are.
Yeah, and then I'm just
Okay.
gonna like find a stick.
Yeah.
Or just like break a limb off a tree.
So
Start,
you're
like,
far
whittling
enough
it
away
down.
from most of the city that you do not have a divine aura anymore. Divine auras kind of wreak havoc with magic. So you'll have a plus. There's a +3 on the aura that should automatically have. So if you want to cast your spell.
Okay, I am hitting the cast button. That seems fine. That didn't do it.
Okay, so no. However, what this just means is, and it may have done it automatically, you're going to take fatigue.
Okay.
Because under your description, under vitals and combat, has it already added that? Yeah, it already added winded. So if you get from 10 below a spell up to 0, that or to -1, it costs you a fatigue. If you roll exactly what it takes, then you cast it without fatigue. The other thing is if you're looking at magic resistance, like Sarah last time had magic resistance of, like they had a might of 10. So to pass that, like she actually needed to get 10 above what her roll was, like what the minimum was. This one you don't have to do that for. So there's a bit of fatigue as you're sort of going, and like as you sort of cast it. What's it feel like to you? And also, have you figured out what your every mage has got
sigil?
a sigil? Oh, the perfume soap.
Yes.
Perfume soap. So the rest of you can kind of smell that perfume soap, kind of like going through the air around you.
The air just smells really nice whenever he's casting.
And it basically takes you out towards, like, points out towards where the cows and such are.
Yeah. I think Salim is kind of like almost, he's small enough that as he does this, the stick is kind of like leading him. So he's kind of like stumbling behind the stick in a very undignified looking manner as he's following the dowsing rod.
I follow.
Nice.
Yeah, so as you're doing this, there's other people have kind of like poked their heads out of like some of the houses, and some of those in the field are sort of staring because like people have seen dowsing rods. It's a thing people do. They've never not quite the way you're doing it though. And you got like one of the farmers like looking at this group, and especially this giant in the middle of them, and goes, "Searching for water in the fields."
Something like that.
Can we help you? And like Thordak, did you actually put like armor and such on to go around like as?
Oh yeah. The minute he wakes up, his armor's on.
Yeah. I will say that will not be true a lot of times. Because it's not D&D, but for this, you were coming as a.
We were traveling.
Yeah.
Anytime he's traveling, he has his armor on.
I will say. Probably because it's difficult in the horses and such, but you're also coming specifically as sort of bodyguard.
Okay.
So yeah, like in this one, it makes sense to have kind of done it up. I realize like you wouldn't normally travel in full armor unless you're expecting like a place of danger or you're expecting something specific.
Okay.
And if anything, after we found out about that guy being crazy, and Salim, I'm assuming it did spend a good couple of minutes poring over his book to get the dowsing spell ready. We could have maybe been like, all right.
You just need to grab the sticks for it.
I just needed to, I did spend probably like 10-15 minutes like going through sticks, and like Justina brought me a stick and I was like, no, I don't like this one. It's too knobby.
Yeah.
So the farmer asked if we could help him.
No, just go. Can we help you?
No, we got this.
We're specifically looking for the medicine woman, right?
We are. So I guess we could just like ask.
Yeah. I am ill, and I was wondering if you could point me in the direction of someone who could help me through less official means. As we went to go speak to the doctor, and he proposed a rather intense course of treatment.
Kind of gives a look. Goes by less what means?
I'm assuming that there's some other kind of doctor in town?
We're looking for a medicine
Maybe one
woman.
that's not paid by the state?
Because I don't know about medicine women, but there is Anna. She's a doctor.
Oh, okay. Well, this is starting to make sense.
Yeah. Could you point us in the direction of Anna? Is she in the direction that stick is pointing?
No, points towards one of the houses that isn't terribly far. Like it looks like you see a few people kind of outside, like who've got like cloth and stuff over their mouth. There's been some coughing. But yeah, it's like there's a house. It looks like there's probably several of the sick in that area.
Well, I don't love that. All right. Thank you so much. You've been very kind. Well, I guess we're gonna go up there, and I kind of want to like call out for Anna and not like go into a house full of sick people.
Okay. Yeah, if you call out, there's just this moment you hear, Anna, and then like this woman probably in her late 30s kind of comes out and she's like kind of washing her hands a little bit on the way out and just looks and there's a lot. And kind of steps away from the porch where you got some sort of sick people there. Goes, how can I help you?
My God, you don't know how incredible it is to see someone actually washing their hands. I haven't seen that in, well, months while I've been on the road. This is a big deal for me.
Excellent. If there's nothing else, I've got sick people to attend to.
No. There is something else. I've been having some correspondence with a gentleman in town by the name of Takis Pepiadis. I believed him at the time
She turns and spits.
I believed him at the time to be a well-respected doctor, and in our correspondence, he seemed quite interested in the study of medicine, but I now see that he's more interested in being right than in finding out what is actually going on.
You're not wrong there.
You, however, you are tending to the sick.
Yes, helping the best I can.
No one's legs is cut off.
This came quickly. A lot of people have died, a lot of animals too.
I see. Now, Takis was less than helpful as far as symptomology. Are you seeing a disorder of the humors, or is it tending towards a moist humor, more warm? What are we looking at here?
She starts talking about that. I was literally today just like looking through the thing where it actually breaks some of that stuff down. I did not make notes. The stuff that she's talking about, it like the fevers that happen, blisters that go on, like sickness that seems to like settle into the lungs as she's sort of discussing what is happening here. Thordak, make a premonitions roll.
Ooh. Give us a good premonition.
Stress die or simple?
Stress.
Yeah. No.
Ooh, okay.
With would you like to spend a point of confidence?
That'll add 3 to it?
Yep.
I only have 1 confidence, but heck yeah, I'll do it.
You should have, yeah. You'll end up getting some more points later on.
Wait,
like at
should
the end
I
of the
start
session.
with 3?
You should start with 1. 3 is the most you can have.
Okay, yeah,
you'll
I'm
get some
down
more
to
by the
0.
end of the session.
So boom.
Yeah.
6.
So there's a moment where you see a man who's bruised and a little beaten, like just a moment, and then there's something. It's a little darker than it is now. Like you're in the point where the sun is on its way down the sky. It feels a little darker. There's still a little blush of the light there, but you see something dropping out of the ceiling, like a flurry of wings, like attacking.
Here or like
it feels like it's elsewhere. It feels like it's somewhere in town.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till we're done talking to Anna, and then I'm gonna tell my mage.
Okay. Yeah, she just kind of goes over the symptoms and such that's been happening.
Can I just do like a flat medicine roll on this? Because this seems like a pretty Yeah. Uh, hold on. I was just looking at it. Where did you go? Left? Is it on this page? No? Is it on this one?
It'll be on under abilities.
It is under abilities. Ah, I was on virtues and flaws. That's what I was doing wrong. Right.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This has happened a couple times before. It's been a couple hundred years since this was a big outbreak, but it was a dangerous one. The only thing is it seems to be happening faster, which might have to do with the magic that you detected.
Do I have any sort of idea of like what you could be doing to preserve them better?
There's
like,
you've got some things that you're aware of that, and I don't like just you
I'll
might
just
be able
make
to
some stuff up.
That's something you might be able to help with too. You got medicine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if the three of you are gonna like bump heads and start doing what you can to help people and get them safer and healthier.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna like roll up my sleeves at this point and like don some like silk gloves and start. Well, it seems like you have your hands full. I do have some medical knowledge. I can assist, of course, if you'd be willing to let me.
It would be welcome. It'd be nice to have some help, which is not generally what we get.
First things first, I will need a lot of hot
assistance.
water.
All right.
Justinia just starts boiling water.
Salim, boss.
Yes, Thordak.
I'm gonna take Viz. I want to go talk to the crazy guy in town that was talking about the face and the bats.
Okay.
Estathios? I'm
Oh.
so pissed y'all chose Greece. These names are hard. Because Estathios?
Thordax just be like, I don't know, crazy guy in town was talking about a bat with a face bat, man face bat.
He's been doing that for a couple of days since right before all this happened. There's a lot of people in town blaming for it. She kind of describes where he lives. She's like, I think he's harmless. It's just something, I don't know what happened, but he's clearly not to blame for any of this.
Well, I wasn't blaming him. I had a vision of bats, so I wanted to talk to him.
And she makes I don't know if the cross would be the right thing, but she just kind of makes a word. And when you say vision, she just kind of makes a sign of wording it's evil. A vision?
I get these pictures in my head of a thought, and sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. But I gotta follow it up. So we'll be back. Viz, you want to come with me? Okay. Show me to the guy.
All right. Yeah, she kind of describes whereabouts he lives. Before she kind of heads in with the three of you. Three of you head into this home that is like some work and such has been done in here. Like there is a bunch of people that are laid out that are sick. There's some beds, some of them just on some straw. You got a bunch of sick people. The three of you start doing some work on them.
Yeah, just going to town. Not going to town. Going to. We're gonna heal the sick.
All right. Do we want to take a quick break for a bio break and then come back for the last hour?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, about 5 minutes or so.
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
we'll
good
be
to me.
back in about 5. All right, and we are back. So, currently we have got Salim, Justina, and Anna working with the sick, and we have Thordak and Viz going into the town looking for whatever it was you saw.
Yep.
So yeah,
we're heading for that house.
Yeah, Viz, you had a pretty good idea from where that was, from how it was described. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting to this point where it's getting kind of darker. People are starting to, head in because, it gets fairly dark at night because there's not lights. Some of the places like the tavern and such has got a good amount of people are kind of hanging there. You see food and such as you can smell that as you go by. But overall, there seems to be kind of a depressed quality about the city right now that was maybe a little more, feels a little worse now than it was earlier.
I think go back to the square. Is the guy still there or is it clear?
It is now clear. There's nobody sort of in the square. But you can see from here where his house was for how Anna described it.
I point over to the house.
Okay, I lead the way. I'm gonna walk right up and just tunk, tunk, tunk.
Go away. Just leave me alone.
No, sir. Sir, oh shit, I forgot his name. Sir, my name's Sir Thordak. I'm a knight. I'm here to talk to you about a bat with a face.
And there's just this moment, just get quiet behind the door for a moment, and then, yeah, bro, out here cop knocking. there's this moment where the door opens a slight bit, and you see just a pale, kind of a drawn face, very dirty. Just looks out with huge worried eyes and goes, I saw nothing. It was a mere attack. I don't know what I've been saying. Please.
Sir, I don't know who's hurt you, but I believe you. I'm here to help. Where did you see this?
And as he kind of opens the door and looks at the two of you, how intimidating is Viz looking? Does Tim look, or does Viz look intimidating or is intimidating at all, or just here's a short person, or do you have an intensity?
I have a weird intensity, but I'm not threatening. It's just kind of I don't think Viz blinks a lot. And it's one of those things where you don't notice unless you're staring at them for a long time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This had NPC energy in my mind, those anime main characters where you don't think they're the main character. If you look at a cast grouping and you're like, no, see the boring one, that's the main character.
Are they the ones for a while been drawn you can't see their entire face and then suddenly they show up? Yeah. He opens his door and kind of looks to see if anyone else is sort of watching. No, please come in. I mean, I'm sure someone saw you. Again, looking at you in your big-ass armor.
Yeah, he's going to lean down to get through the doorway because I assume he doesn't fit through most doors.
Biz just follows after. I think Biz held on to a couple of the little tokens. He puts them on the table. They put them on the table. What are those?
Protection from evil. And he kind of reaches in his own pocket and pulls out one that's a little bit larger than the other ones. Probably a medallion to Saint whoever would be considered the right. Unlike the village we're at last time, these people didn't really kind of have the pagan ways. Were still a part of it, so they would have had to a saint, most likely. And he kind of pulls his out. He goes, I mean, with the cows and such dying, with other people getting sick. I mean, everyone's been worried, but I woke up one night and it was begging your pardon, the Takis was coming through the town, and I saw some movement up on the leaves of one of the roofs, and I looked up and it stared at me, and I could just twisted human face on it, and bats are not normally out in the daytime. This was not at a time when a bat would be out. It was crawling on the roof of, kind of points over to the side through one of the windows, and you can see like there's a house over there, just following Takis as he was going through the town.
Michael, do I recognize the room we're in as the room that I had my premonition?
You don't recognize the room, but you look over at his bed in one corner, and like that looked like maybe it was the thing.
Okay.
And it was a bit darker than it was now.
So, but Tacky was there.
I mean, Tacky was there when this was last week. After people got sick, he came through the town to tell us everything was going to be fine. There was nothing to worry about. And then Anna showed up talking about what she thought it was, and he did not appreciate anything she had to say about that. That's for certain. I thought he was going to have her taken away.
He has that kind of power?
I mean, he's the king's doctor, and with what's going on here, he could have easily had her taken away just for worries about infection or something. He said something to the sort. I was far enough away, but I heard parts of it, but I had the life scared for me, whatever that thing was.
I think Thordak is gonna look at Viz and be like, I'm pretty sure this was the room in my vision. This was it. Sir, what was your name, by the way? I never asked you your name.
Motherfuckers, maybe look up that name again. Eustathios.
We should have picked England.
It was so much easier. Greek names are
You
difficult.
can make them
has to
have
be-
English names.
Yeah, also someone has to be named Alexander or something.
Yeah, you can have
right?
like a bunch of Georges.
Diana, Apollo.
Everyone can be George if you want.
Like George Foreman. Let's just name all your children George.
Yeah, exactly.
Eustathios.
Eustathios, do you have anywhere to go tonight?
This is my home. Are they coming for me tonight? Are there something? What's happening?
Listen. I had a vision of a bunch of winged creatures coming through your ceiling while you were in this room. And I don't know if it's going to happen tonight or some other night, but I don't think you're safe. Do you have anywhere you can go? If not, I'm going to send you to my encampment.
I don't visions. I have no place. You have visions in many of them? What?
Okay, let me start from the top. I'm Sir Thordak. I travel with a mage named Salim. I'm part of his company. We walked in here because he had business, but we're investigating all the death now because apparently the people here aren't investigating it. I had a vision about it. I have them from time to time. And I don't think you're safe. Why don't you come with me? I'll take you to my camp with my people. You'll be safe there. We will ensure your safety. We'll feed you. We'll take care of you tonight. And then I'm going to come back here with my team, with my friends, and see what happens.
Certainly. Yeah, and he kind of grabs just a couple little things and heads off, and is ready to kind of head off with you.
All right. Viz, can you lead him to the group and then meet me back at Anna's?
All right.
Oh, man.
As you kind of head away, he just as you get away from where Thordak is, he looks at you and just goes, "Your friend has visions. Is he touched by demons? Like how do you travel with someone who sees visions?"
Yeah, you don't know what we've seen. It's wild. Come on.
What have I gotten into? And he seems extraordinarily nervous as he kind of heads with you. Justina, because you've got what, a 1 in medicine?
Yeah, I've got a 1.
Okay, my guess
5 intelligence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you're good at that. But my guess is probably because you just have less medical knowledge. Here's what you find out. Do you mention the fact that Taki's called Anna a wise woman? Does that come up while
I mean, maybe offhandedly.
Yeah, this is for kind of both of you. Like if that comes up,
yeah, I think we're just because I imagine there's just a lot of like. Not to diminish the work, but there's a lot of opportunity to just talk as we're doing things like there's washing bandages and changing people's bandages and like positioning them.
The moment you mentioned that, she just like, you're just a bandage. She goes, I trained at a university, same as him. There's not many that take women, but there is Salerno, actually, during this time in history, would take women to be doctors.
Ooh, nice.
Of course, a man like that can understand a woman who knows things.
Of course, because God forbid anyone knows more than he does. Idiot.
So you are a trained. Well, I'm not surprised. I can see your skill, but to diminish you to the level of a village wise woman, as if you were providing packets of herbs with no idea of what their cause was, that's shocking. It's.
My mother was an apothecary, and they managed to get enough money to send me to get training, and I went and trained. And it's very hard to get anybody to, care around here. Well, I mean, anywhere, really. Born the wrong gender.
I know it.
I have to admit, I'm just shocked to hear this. This is... Just because you're a woman, you wouldn't be allowed to practice This is... I'm struggling with this, honestly.
Is this normal for where you're from?
Well, I wouldn't say normal. The idea that a woman can be a doctor, yes. That a woman can be educated, of course, yes. But
slightly out of character. Have you ever heard the riddle about the two people brought in dead from a car accident, or one of them's dead, the other one's very badly injured, and the doctor can't operate on them?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It turns out it's like...
because it's a woman.
Yeah.
The doctor's a woman.
I've used that for my students to explain, like, this is something that people my age back then had a bigger time of not being able to understand. And when I tell them, like, the riddle, my class is literally just like, yes, that's his mom, right? I'm like, yes, that used to be confusing to people.
Oh, the riddle doesn't even get them anymore.
Yeah, they literally are just like...
The riddle didn't get me and my sisters because we were always like, yes, the lesbians. His husband is a doctor. They are gay married, which is something that is very popular to talk about.
That too.
Now, in 2012.
So,
2012.
I'm going to say... Oh.
No, nothing. I was gonna say the aside of like there's a Muslim wise woman from like the 800s, Nafisa, who's like a really she's perhaps one of the most well-known Muslim scholars of her era, and this is like barely 100 years after the death of the Prophet. Like she's like right in there. Mm-hmm. She's like very early on, and she's like perhaps one of the most important people to the faith in general.
Nice.
And also was just killer scholar, just rad as hell.
Nice.
Anyways,
yeah. So as you're sort of talking, just at one point you have to go out to like get some water for some of the rags and such. As you go out, you can kind of see you see kind of two things. You see a little bit of like the moonlight that's starting to come up. There's not much of it. It's like a crescent moon, kind of glinting off. Both glinting off, and then the distance you hear that because armor's not quiet, kind of running your way. But you also see, looks like some horses with some torches and such that are coming down from the castle. Viz, you also see this as when you're kind of heading on your way back. You see like there is a group coming from the castle, which looks like. From kind of where you can see there's a bunch of guards kind of there. They have like some torches, and there's a person in the middle.
I immediately shout, Salim! Incoming! Horses! Soldiers!
I assume Thordak doesn't see them because he's one-tracked. He's
He's busy trying not to focus on what's being pinched where.
You are shaking the earth with your big ass feet.
I look at
love
Astathia, so I'm
this.
like, you know those guys?
The idea that like we would have like this many people who we knew that tickles me. I guess I'll like finish washing my hands in the bucket and then come outside and look out at this and go, oh, well, now this is a problem. Are they all on horseback, or are we dealing with a lot of people just on foot? What?
You're as you're seeing them come through. There's some people there's people on foot. There are a bunch of people like on horseback, some of which appear to be like guards and such. And there is a man in the middle on the way down. If like, are you all just like out in front as they're coming down? Like, where are people as they're making their way like down from the thing? They've got to go through the switchbacks, which are great for protection during war, which are annoying every other time. And then making their way kind of towards the village, but then having to arc away towards where the farms and such are. So like you've got a decent chunk of time.
Justinia is the minute Thordak is on the scene is behind him immediately because I am a clerk. I'm not even a scribe yet. I don't know how to ride a horse. I don't know how to hold a sword. I don't know any of that shit. Now, if you need the Arabic words for medicine, great. Nothing else.
So everybody is like standing outside of Anna's when Thordak comes up, and he's just like, "Now this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of attention I like. I didn't expect you all to be so happy to see me."
Thordak, turn around.
He turns around. You just hear, "Oh shit."
All right, people.
And Biz, where are you?
Have we gotten to? So how far is the encampment's not where Anna's house is? It's kind of farther down.
The encampment the other way in town. Like you're making your way back towards when you see this group leave the fortress, and again start making their way down the switchbacks.
I'm like, hey man, we're gonna go this way through the woods. Just
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant this is after you dropped him off.
Oh, after I dropped him off?
Yeah, we'll say you dropped him off and you're on your way back.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of step into the woods and kind of weave my way through the trees, kind of being very stealthy, very quiet. See if I can observe anything.
Okay, are you trying to get close enough to hear them as they go by?
Yeah.
And then shadow them? Make your stealth roll.
Stealthy roll, stealthy roll. Being quiet, pretty cool.
That'll be...
God. I forgot Thordak only has one eye.
Oh, okay. So
Jesus
not so
Christ.
great on the depth perception.
Sarah!
Okay, from now on,
you couldn't roll this for your
rocks in this.
You can't roll your spells last time.
My Magi.
Please roll like this when you're a mage.
Yes.
Your grogs are killer. Your mage can't roll over a 5.
The fuck?
Yeah, you managed to get kind of close.
Maybe Lear has a curse.
Maybe.
You mentioned you hear them as they go they come near you close enough where you can hear Taki's talking to some of the guards and goes make sure we set fire to both the corpses and the cows, and let's bring Anna away. I don't want her doing anything with our guests, trying to bring them into any of her fucking lunacy. Thinks she knows what's happening better than I do. There's a reason I'm the court physician and not her. Comes through here. Maybe we should have her killed. One of the guards just goes, "We're not going to do that." What if I ordered it? He goes, "Then I'm going to ignore that order." Oh.
All right.
Yeah, is that our one F-bomb first? Sorry.
I know logically that that limit doesn't exist,
Yeah.
but because we don't do it super often, it was like, oh, it felt like, ooh, impact on that one.
The F-bomb.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, I
you hear that on the way
I keep
back.
moving through the woods. I keep moving through the woods toward Anna's house.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a couple ways you can cut through, like in the dark, to make your way down there. Do you want to get there before they get there or after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll say Viz comes out of the dark before the group comes. Oh, quick question. This will be important. Salim, does
Yes.
Takis know that you are a Magi?
I don't think I would have said that over the letters. I think that it was purely just a matter of like, oh, medical knowledge.
Yep, scholarship, and you impressed with your writing. You knew you were coming through this area. All right. He has no idea what you are.
Here's a question.
We don't need this stuff in proof. We don't need proof of this shit.
Sir?
Do I have like a secret call with the teams that like it's like they know it's me? Yeah, I know something like that. Like woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's Viz.
Viz?
I come in through the window. Hi.
Hello.
I think we're outside.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you still come in through a window somehow.
I come through the window and come out the front door.
Yeah.
Hey.
How did you? Okay.
Yeah, they're coming to kill that Anna lady.
Well,
Or
she
at
does
least
seem-
Takis is. His guards seem a little saner than him, but he's not
Okay.
doing great.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is unfortunate, but this might work out. Anna, question for you.
Yes.
If you were to suddenly find yourself the only doctor in town, do you think that your lord would be open to hiring you in a more official capacity?
Kind of looks, in particular, looks at Thordak. You're not going to kill. I mean, he's a
Asking the
daughter
question.
fool, but I don't know if he would take me or not. Again.
He's working with bat demons, so yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
Bat demons? What?
Don't worry about him. Well, you know what? Mr. Slim, I think whatever happens in the current upcoming thing will be a matter of self-defense, and bureaucracy can sort itself out afterwards.
I would agree with this.
We have a quick cutscene elsewhere. This is something none of your characters see, but it's dark, a little bit of moonlight through the window, and where sort of a scraggly old bed and a pillow is, something swooshes down through the window and just like starts clawing at it, and there's this high-pitched squeak for a moment, and then nothing. There's this small thing, bat, sitting on the pillow that it's just sort of rendered, face of a person, just sort of looks and it flies off. Flies.
I saved
towards
his
town.
life. I saved his life. I'm
Yay.
a good knight.
One life saved. Woo!
I mean,
We failed every other time we tried to save lives. But by God, we didn't this time.
Hey, man. That's
Fail last time. We brought him to the Covenant.
100% success rate so far.
That's
This
true.
game.
We didn't save Trivium, but I mean that was already that
That doesn't count. Trivium killed themselves.
Yes, he
Really?
self-sacrificed.
As a reminder, since you took pretty much most of the village with you, May and Felix and Bastion, are going to be part of the grogs that you can choose to bring up at other times.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay.
hey.
What?
Hey.
Hey.
Also, Thekla, once he goes through a grueling healing process
Oh yeah, I mean it'll take a little bit of time.
of several
Anyway,
months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the horses and such. Did anybody do anything before the horses and them arrive?
I'd like to. I know I have more points, but there's also like instantaneous or not instantaneous, like
Spontaneous
spontaneous.
Yeah,
magic?
spontaneous magic essentially. Like no, so we can probably figure anything you cast because I think your spell. How many points of spells do you have right now?
I have a lot available, or not a lot. I have 27 that I've not put into anything.
Okay, so I mean, basically, if you come up with another idea, that could just be a spell you already have. So anytime if you do spontaneous magic, if you want no fatigue, it's your casting score, which is technique plus form plus stamina plus the aura, which is 3, divided by 5 if you want to have like no fatigue.
No fatigue.
Which means that's super minor stuff that often is being done, especially at your level, like by touch, because that'll add plus 1.
Okay. So divided by 5, it would basically have to be
pretty low.
The equivalent of like a level 5 to happen.
Something like that. Now, if you are doing now as you get more powerful, of course, you can do bigger things just without fatigue. If you want to use fatigue with spontaneous magic, it's that your technique plus form plus stamina plus aura modifier. That's going to be your casting score, plus a stress die divided by 2. So you roll, you make the roll, you cut it in half, and again, if you have at least 10 below, you'll take another, like somewhere between 10 below and -1, you'll take another bit of fatigue. But if it's like you've got the level of the spell or above, you can cast it. However, you still have, you said 27 points or something. So if you want to make a quick spell, is there something you wanted to be able to do?
I'll just grab Creeping Oil then, as is untouched.
Okay.
And I would. Well, this doesn't let me do it on more than an individual. What I want to do is just I want to set kind of an oil puddles surrounding the house.
So which is Creeping Oil directly out of the book?
Yeah, Creeping Oil is a Crayorakum spell from the book. Range is voice. I forget what D is for. Duration is sun.
So basically, until the sun goes up or sun goes down.
Yeah. And then
so if
it
you
has
want,
it as individual, but I would like to expand that. Probably
you could expand that. So let me just double check the things. So if you go from individual to part, which means you like not a full like kind of room, but like the equivalent of part of it. So you could have a patch, like a decent sized patch that gets taken up here. So if you want to have that be it. So it saturates it with flammable oil when casting a spell. So yeah, if you want to make that a level 20 spell, what is your casting for Creo Aquam? Oh, the nice thing is if you go to your arts, you go to casting totals. Your Creo Aquam is 13 plus 3.
My Creo Aquam is really good.
So plus 3, so that's going to be a 16 with the thing plus the roll. So if you made it a 25, if you want to actually have it be even larger, where essentially it would be a group or a room, you can have one that will fill up a bunch of space. It'll probably fatigue you, but that could be fine if you want to do it that way. So
I would like to do that.
If you want to create that spell real quick, or do you want me to create it for you?
I can create it. The spells are in the thing, right? I should be able to, in theory, just drag it over. No spells.
Yeah, but not all the spells have been put into the Foundry, because basically tomorrow when the backer kit goes up for basically it's like kickstarting but on backer kit, either then or when that's finished, it's going to go into not the public domain but the Creative Commons. It's basically going to become like available for people to use stuff. Then they'll be able to put all the information in here. It'll be a thing. Like the person doing this is doing a lot. Like they've done this because they just love the game, and are doing a lot of work. Yeah, they've done an amazing job.
Indeed. Okay.
As a matter of fact, I need to go and like give to their coffee.
Range is going to be.
I also need to do that when I get paid.
If you go voice, sun, and then go to room. As far as
wait, could I set the duration as diameter, or would that not work?
Diameter is 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah. Diameter is basically the time of the sun moves like a degree or something, or through concentration. If you go room, that's going to be like a large space.
Okay, I'm going to up it to sight slightly.
Okay.
So I'm going to take another thing on that, and I'm going to call that oil field.
Oil fields.
And that should.
So I think that will take it to like 30 though.
That work?
So what was the base? Sorry.
Oh, the base for that.
Base level. Yeah, that's important because your base level for that's going to be important because essentially once your base is 3, so that's going to make a difference. You'll see the difference pretty quick when you make that change.
Yeah, that might be too big.
Yeah, that makes a level 30 spell.
Yeah, that's too big.
Now, these are things to keep in mind. So if you're all, I know there's a little bit of a wait here, but for everybody else, since you will also be having your mages, not just this, in the next couple sessions. But then you're going to have like 2 years. We'll do a time jump where you'll be able to use all those books in the library and such that you have to specifically raise up your various
stuff.
Yeah, basically to raise these things up so we can give you an idea what are the things you want to focus on to be able to cast the kind of things you want to cast. So 25 gives you your voice range for the sun goes down and then for filling like a room. So it'll be a good, decent chunk of space.
That works then. Cool beans. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that real quick.
It's got a 25. Okay, take you probably actually already have a bit of fatigue. Now fatigue, yeah. This is one of the things we actually also saw with you actually did not have enough fatigue to give you a minus. So if you want to remember like your penetration there at the end. So Sarah last time, like because she had the medium wound, that medium wound and then the fatigue levels added up to like lower some of those casting rolls by quite a bit. So you have another fatigue right now. However, so what do you said you cast it like in front of...
Yeah, so I'm casting this like on the path in front of the home. So I just want it like if they're riding up to the house.
It'll just feel like water and such, the oil. As they're on as they kind of come closer. They just most torches. Do you do it like before they reach it, or do you do it when they've... Do you want to do it so that it's gonna get where they're already standing? Or they have to come
where they're going to come, like just they're coming up to the house, so like on the path in front of the house. So like I'm not casting it on them, so it's not gonna like oil their clothes.
Yeah.
But it is going to be like filling the space in front of the home there. And it smells like perfume. Okay. So like it doesn't like look like pitch or anything.
Yeah, so like they're kind of making their way up. And he's on the horse. Some of the people with the torches are kind of like as they hit it, they're sort of moving away because it's a weird thing of like liquid and such there. To see all of you there. Sarah, go ahead and make an awareness roll. Takis is there. He goes, Salim, I hope that this wise woman wouldn't pull you into...
Okay, Ken?
Wouldn't pull you into this.
Wise woman is a strange way to say doctor, friend.
She's not a doctor. She's not like
she studied at a university. I don't... Oh, I see what is going on here. Oh. Takis. You had such a good thing here, Takis. All you had to do was be reasonable.
Be reasonable. At this point, Viz... You have a sense for when people like this is specifically you've got like when you're being observed. It's especially like, you've learned how to know when things are looking your way. And there's even been times in the woods and such with predatory animals and such. And here's the thing: bat's not a predatory animal. But when you kind of feel eyes from up on one of the,
well, I should have had a higher score then because I did mark this with being reserved.
Yeah, just a 1. I mean, if it's for your specialty. So yeah, I figured you didn't probably click that. You know the feel of a predator when they have their eyes on you. And a bat's not normally something you would ever even notice. But it is kind of up on like part of the thatched roof, kind of looking down, and it is something that would be very difficult normally to see, but you can just kind of sense that feeling there.
How far am I from Thordak?
Probably pretty close.
Thordak is between them and everybody. So, like, he is a few steps ahead of everyone. Like, so you guys would be, like, in a fan behind him. So you wouldn't be that far away.
And
I approach to Thordak.
And while this is happening, Justina, Anna kind of grabs your arm and just sort of looks at you and goes, "What did he just do?" I don't know if you heard that with my name. What did he just do? When all the oil appeared.
He's going to save.
But no, what was...
He set a trap.
He just... did... Because you... Yeah, one of the things to know, like, generally, it's... this is also for the mages to know, too. Everybody, because you're all play mages. it's generally considered that you are doing you using like a decently strong voice and gestures. Now, if you want to make it a loud, booming voice and big gestures, you actually can get +2 on your roll.
That might be useful.
If you want to make it now, unless you are Nessa, who Nessa took the like quiet and subtle magic, so she can actually do it with like out saying anything. If you have to do it like quieter or less noticeable, that will actually take away from the score that you roll. So those are things to keep in mind, that if you ever need that like extra +2, big gestures, big booming voice will get you like a +1 for each of those. But if you try to make it more subtle, that becomes more difficult. That's one of the reasons why it's a bit harder for a lot of mages to cast in beast form for Steve. That'd be important to know for that. Though you can have spell mastery on a specific spell, which will allow you to do that. That is a thing that you can study later on. But we'll get into that later. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that man said. So he's saying there is like, well, there's something. What is this? We need to put fire to these bodies, and maybe make sure that she's not spreading things to the rest of the village. We've already heard people shouting insanities.
It's funny you should mention putting fire to bodies. Actually, it makes a lot more sense in my native tongue. Thordak.
Yeah.
Here's a torch.
Tosses it right onto the oil.
As
He does that exactly.
So the fire goes up, and a couple of the guards were on the outskirts of it, and they managed to like throw themselves to the side. But Takis and a bunch of the other ones, including Viz, the one who was telling him that he wasn't going to kill Hannah, they're on fire, and horses are screaming as they are such on fire. And Viz, what were you saying you were going to do?
I was gonna tell Thordak about the bat on the roof, but I'm like, I think we're gonna be good.
And as Thordak is like,
just use her Anna next to you. Mother of God.
Sorry, Anna. Oh, this is unfortunate.
you just hear Thordak. Damn it! I didn't get to ask him about the bat.
How dead is he?
Oh, he's not dead yet, but like when you're that amount of on fire,
you're dead.
Yeah, you're like they're going.
He will be. He will be.
Yeah.
We haven't invented skin grafts.
Some of the guards, like who, unless someone does something like they were already on the other side of the that huge puddle, they are running back towards the fortress.
Okay. Can I Mistral gust them? What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. That has a range of voice. Oh well, how?
Yeah, you can still catch them. I mean, yeah, what your voice would carry. So yeah, you can still do it.
Okay, I'm going to blow them back into the fire.
That's your prerogative.
He beat it.
So you have it come your way, and so like all of you feel this wind just picks. So what is so like as you make the stuff, the perfume scent goes through the air, and the wind just picks them up, and just because Mistral gust was the description.
Actually, how strong is that?
All dexterity plus size roll versus 9. Let's actually. There's 2 of them. Let's see how they both do. Nope. Oh, they both come flying backwards, falling into the fire, screaming as they too are set on fire.
Oh, this could have been avoided.
Mm.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. Takis, if you hadn't been such a oh gosh. Can I put him out real quick so I can actually give my speech without without interruption?
If you want to Mistral gust him to try.
Stop screaming! I'm doing my monologue.
Takis, please be polite.
If you want to
I understand.
If you want to cast again to
I'll cast
blow him
again.
out. It'll be higher to blow him out because you have to he's got oil and such on him.
I'll try that real quick.
Oh,
21 plus 8.
This time the wind is coming from the sky, so it's like pinning him to the ground as it blows the flames off.
And he's just like burnt fairly badly. He kind of like looks like half of his face is sort of like fused together almost.
Damn.
Where's the bat?
What?
Yes, the bat creature. Oh, there was a face bat, a bat with a face bat. Are you consorting with demons?
All to Hell by Salim. Demons? What are you talking about? There's an insane man in the town talking about a bat. That's not a thing. This is not a...
Okay, so that wasn't you. Well, regardless, you have been a very poor doctor. We have a better doctor here.
Yo, there's a bat on the roof.
Thordak's gonna look.
There's just suddenly like wings start to go as there's the bat like just, and then right over the other side.
Away from us?
It went over the house?
No, away from you. It was on the roof. You said that, and it just...
Thordak, Viz, can you get the bat? Is that...
I'll give it my all.
Is the house on fire? Is the house on fire?
Nope, this is out in front of the fire is in front of the house.
I am jumping onto the roof of the house then.
All right.
I'm just climbing to the roof and scampering up there.
And Thordak, do you like run around the side?
Yeah. Don't.
Justina, you get pulled in. So I'm gonna say both of you are gonna search. It will be gone.
Okay.
But Justina, you get kind of pulled in the door real quick, and Anna's like, "What devilry is this? He just killed so many people."
Well, in self-defense, they were coming here to kill you.
We don't know they were gonna kill me. They're all...
We had our companion came and spied upon them. Said that he said that they ordered your death. Now, if they were to follow, some of them may have not followed through on that act, but to kill the snake, you must cut off the head, and you probably will burn body pretty badly. They don't. There's not a saying about burning the snake, so maybe that one's on us. For that part.
I took an oath not to kill, not to harm. This is not right. The things that he controlled the wind.
He's not a doctor. He's not taking any oath.
Please tell him to leave. I do not want to burn like they did, but I cannot help him.
I mean, we'll be on our way in a bit.
You should go quickly. Because you think someone at some point is going to come down and... I mean, if someone else isn't running up seeing what had happened, the guards will be after you soon.
Fair enough. Forget our faces. Salim, I'm going to call out, Mr. Salim. I believe we should make haste.
All right, I was almost done here. Anyways, to make a long story short, Takis, because I do have to be on my way. You're a very poor doctor and a worse man, and I do not like you very much. You have led to untold suffering and harm to people who could have lived without your butchery, without you unnecessarily removing their limbs. People died because of you, because of your inability to understand that medicine is an ever-evolving process. Do you understand what I'm saying? Takis, stop crying. Stop crying, Takis. Listen.
I'm only trying to help
people. And the guys next to you also died.
Look at all this death and destruction, Takis. This could have all been
Look what
avoided.
you made me do.
Look what you made me do. hopefully
He has the
Anna
gentle gift.
with
gentle
Anna's
gift. It doesn't mean he can't do terrible things.
with Anna's medical knowledge, I'm sure you'll be able to survive this. She might even be able to restore some function, and it will only be because she is a better doctor than you will ever be. I hope you learned something from this, Takis.
He's in so much pain.
All right, good man. Let's be gone, Justina.
I assume Thordak and Viz come back around at this point.
Yeah, you searched and found nothing.
Okay.
However, you have seen that like the gate has opened up at the fortress, and it looks like there's a couple like horses headed out.
We better go.
Because basically from that area they can just see a huge fire appear.
Is Takis still alive?
Yes. He's hurt badly. He's going to need medical attention, but currently is still alive in a good deal of pain and kind of like crying. He's been put out.
Boss, do you want me to?
Anna, do you believe that you'll be able to heal him?
Leave now.
We'll leave him be for now.
Okay. Justine, if you're looking for a place that's sane, you are free to stay. You don't have to go with that.
That is a man who believes that a woman belongs in a college the way a bird belongs in the sky.
And she just kind of like looks in horror. There's just this moment where she goes back and then she grabs some stuff to like rush out. It's too late to help most of the other people and horses are on fire, but she goes to help Takis as best she can.
Okay.
Are you heading back to the encampment and maybe
Justine is like
I think
ear to ear creepily.
I think before we leave, Viz takes like every piece of gold they stole from throughout this trip and just kind of like puts it on the ground next to her. Here. Have a good one.
Did you want half of the gold that you gave to me back to put into that pile?
No, I got more. I gave a bunch to Salim earlier.
There were some opportunities for improvement here, if we're being honest.
I'm gonna do my self-reflection.
Self-reflection.
Is it safe to say that Viz is faster than Thordak?
Yes.
Thordak is gonna, as they're running, he's just gonna like lean into Viz and be like, "Go back to Estathios's house and see if anything crashed through the ceiling, and then get back to camp. Don't stick around. Just look in and see if the roof caved in." Got
it. I run back to the village.
Yeah, you look. I mean, you definitely see that something ripped up the.
How big was the critter that attacked his house?
The thing is, it could have been like the bat that you saw earlier, which like it could
like large.
Not large, like size, maybe a tiny bit larger than a regular bat, but not like large.
I get back to camp. I run back to camp. Yeah, something was there.
Thordak is gonna seek out Estasios.
He's in the camp. I'm assuming at this point the camp is breaking down. Like the encampment is breaking down, and everyone's getting ready to leave. Like in the middle, like not the middle of the night, but everyone's planning on being able to relax. You're like, no, we should probably leave before all the guards and stuff come here. It'll take a little bit of time for them to talk and find out what's going on. Are you all trying to be gone before that?
Yeah,
we're gonna get gone here.
Thordak wants to tell Estasios that, hey, my premonition was correct. Your house was attacked. Viz went and saw. We did not find the creature that attacked. I don't think you're safe here. I think you should come with us. We'll keep you safe. We have a group of people here. We're going to a place that's really magical.
We are so rich.
Thordak doesn't say that.
That feels like a good place to sort of fade to black as everyone's kind of getting ready to leave.
Yeah. Good
All right.
point.
I will say, Ibrahim and Steve, put both of you up to 3 confidence, and actually,
oh yay!
I'm
I'm rewarded for my crimes.
Yeah, we'll say Sarah, if you want to do the same with your mage, and who was our
Friar
companion?
Fox.
Oh, Friar can do the same thing.
Friar Fox.
Okay.
All right. If we want to tell people where we could, actually, we'll say this. Whose mage do we want to have next week? We got 2 more left. I know Ibrahim, you'll be gone next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Steve, I feel like it's between you and me. So, do we want Tiger or do we want Swan?
So I feel if we're gonna have Nessa's mage, I think Mishka would be a good companion for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think you're the only option left because the other 2 companions and Nessa can't be her own.
Yeah.
Well, depending, we can also go with 1 mage and 2 grogs is also a possibility. And this is one where when everyone's together, it won't matter that much because it could be because you'll all be in the same covenant. Right now, since we're traveling, do we want to go with Nessa's mage, Sarah's companion, and then Steve as a grog?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
If you want to let people know where we can find all you wonderful folk.
I'm Sarah. I'm Powerful Weekly on TikTok and Powerful Week almost everywhere else.
I'm Nessa. You can find me everywhere under Loch Nessa. LOCHNEASSA. I made TikToks and I found a harmonica while we were playing. I don't know where I got it.
Why do you do this to me, Nessa? Every time you say something and then I break down laughing and I can't do my outro or intro. All right, yeah, I'm Steve. I'm the Dragon X. You can find me every Friday night at Beards and Barbarians here on Twitch. You can find me every Saturday at Ronin's Den, and you can find me tomorrow on Ronin's Den playing Fabula Ultima. I got a lot going on.
Nice. And I am Ibrahim. You can find me in the woods, probably eating a sandwich.
The woods with a sandwich. Because sometimes you eat the sandwich.
And sometimes it's a panini.
Ooh. I miss eating a sandwich in the woods. That was my favorite pastime during COVID.
What? Oh, okay. No, because that's just totally like a normal thing that we all did during COVID.
There's a really good sandwich place right next to the woods behind the recycling plant. So I'd buy a sandwich and then go eat it back there.
All right. And I am Improv GM almost everywhere, and we will catch y'all later.
Bye.